turkeys, dressing, mashed potatoes, green beans, and hundreds of volunteers, all to make sure that at least one day in Bay St. Louis, Thanksgiving Day, feels normal.
No waiting in food lines like everybody's been doing since August 29th, but a true sit-down meal.
But everyone knows this holiday season is actually far from normal. The pace of recovery is so frustratingly slow. My mother, 3 sisters, brother, and myself decided to come back from around the country to help. We've brought food and supplies. We're gutting houses, clearing slabs for trailers, and searching for anything salvageable.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
It's now a week before Christmas, 4 months after Katrina. The town has decided to build a playground, a place for their kids to play other than the endless rubble.
I think about the volunteers here from the community, and some of them said it's the first time they've laughed. It's the first time that they've had joy in 110 days. And this is about rekindling hope.
We need to do something for the kids, and we're supposed to understand what's going on, but the kids aren't.
When the saints go marching by, goodness.
My friends and former neighbors are trying to raise spirits, celebrating the season any way they can. Still, a manger scene reminds residents that thousands still have nowhere permanent to lay their heads. Christmas, but only a third of the debris has been removed. It's all beginning to take a toll.
We're seeing an influx of people that have never crossed the threshold of a mental health center before, just because they've never faced this kind of stress before. They can't communicate anymore. They can't find the right words to use. They have a problem focusing on things that they're supposed to be doing. They can't make decisions. Generally, that's what we call the Katrina syndrome.
Some just want the pain to end.
Well, there are people, that have been suicidal, certainly. You lose everything you have, and if you weren't coping that well before the storm, this may be the trick that does it,
There is a growing sense of betrayal here in Bay St. Louis among residents who have been paying for home insurance for years. Now many of these insurance companies are refusing to pay.
I've talked to people that have not even seen an adjuster yet. I've talked to people that have been waiting 2 and 3 months for some type of call or some type of answer. The aggravation level is growing. They just don't need all the extra pain that goes with this. And they're not asking for what's not theirs. All they want is to be put back whole, be paid the insurance that's due them.
Little carrots for your beautiful eyes.
Tommy Kidd thought his home's insurance claim had finally been settled. Until the phone rang.
I don't understand this. I've not even been contacted by that person. I am getting more confused than I've ever been.
Well, y'all heard my side of the conversations. This is just unbelievable BS.
See, there's your water line.
Tommy and his wife had more than $200,000 of insurance on their home, but the company is offering them just $16,000. What's more, he's not getting paid for any damage to his restaurant. That company claims that it was caused by a flood, so it's not covered. This, even though Tommy says there's no doubt Katrina's high winds were to blame.
We had 27 witnesses across the street in the police department that saw the building blow down.
But even full coverage is no guarantee. Ask Patrick and Nikki Cleveland.
We had homeowners, we had flood, we had windstorm and hail, and we had a hurricane coverage.
And to this day, we've been paid $1,000 for a tree to be removed. And that's it.
Finally, 12 days later, after 3 months of constant phone calls, they got paid their flood insurance settlement from the federal government. But it only covered half their loss.
We bought everything we could
I
get.
guess we could have had earthquake insurance, but other than that, we thought we were covered.
Not so, says their insurance company, Nationwide. It refuses to pay them anything for the remaining damage, claiming it was all caused by flooding, which it doesn't cover, rather than by wind, which it does.
Houses on both sides of us all got paid because they had wind damage. So apparently, somewhere down there, because that's the direction the wind came, the wind partied and missed our house, got both of theirs, but didn't get ours.
Their neighbors have cleared their lots and are ready to rebuild. Nikki and Patrick wait.
We can't do anything. We're still paying on this house right here. And unless we want to destroy our credit, we have to continue paying on this house right here.
Hardest to cope with, the loss of Nikki's parents. Their bodies have finally been identified and laid to rest. Nikki feels their absence now more than ever. She's pregnant. You can't share this news with them.
No. They're never going to get to meet the grandchild.
While the Clevelands try to move on, there's a growing fear here that the rest of the nation has moved on too.
And our concern is that we're being forgotten. Katrina is no longer the topic of conversation, and it needs to be. So our biggest plea is please help us.
But help is hard to find. Coming up, I try to find out why.
There ought to be a national registry of child molesters and insurance company executives, because I hold them in the same very low esteem.